What's going on, beautiful people? Coming at your raw face today with the most adorable little visitor. Nonetheless, good morning. Hope you're doing well. I have not forgotten to give you this video, okay? I have not forgotten. What happened was, when I recorded it, I didn't like what happened. So now I'm going to re-record it and give it to you again. Anyway, nonetheless, I hope you're doing well. So what I wanted to talk to you about was doing a 10-pound sprint. That is, how do I complete 10 pounds of fat loss as quickly as I possibly can and without the misery, okay? So that's what we're gonna talk about today. When you're losing weight, there are tools that you have in your toolkit, okay? The most important tool, right? Like the Smith head screwdriver. I'm probably not even calling it, oh, it's a Phillips head. Omit that part. The Phillips head screwdriver is probably the most important piece of your toolkit for most of what you need to get done, right? Am I okay? Am I okay? I'm okay. Anyway, I'm just tired. Traveling probably helps to know. I'm traveling, and therefore I have a little bit of jet lag. My eyes a little bit puffy. Did not sleep well last night, so I look it, okay? Don't judge me though. Don't judge me. Anyways, when you are losing weight, you have tools in your toolkit. One of the most important tools is that Phillips head screwdriver. And the Phillips head screwdriver, in the case of you losing weight, is your calorie deficit. Very little is going to happen without you being in a calorie deficit. So if you're checking the box of things that you need to do in order for it to have successful fat loss, you need to ensure that you have that calorie deficit first. Now, calorie deficit with a caveat, right? Like, calorie deficit is for people with healthy metabolisms. If you do not have a healthy metabolism, that is, if you have been on keto, intermittent fasting, Noom, Weight Watchers, Optavia for the past 15 years of your life, we need to have a conversation, right? Like, you would not need to have a conversation to determine where your basal metabolic rate needs to be, where your baseline calories need to be, and how far away you are from that number, okay? So this is for people with healthy metabolisms, people who have not historically dieted, maybe over the past 6 months or so. You have not been tracking your food, you have not been thinking about food, you've just been living your life. This 10-pound sprint is for those people, okay? So your calorie deficit is number one, right? But then number two is your resistance training, your strength training, okay? In the gym, 3 to 4 days a week, hitting a full body split most of the time. You can do push-pull legs as well if you're somebody who goes a little bit more frequently. However, you want to be hitting your muscle group, so it's chest or shoulders or back or legs, whatever. You want to be hitting that muscle group 2 times every week, right? If you're going full body 3 to 4 days a week, you will absolutely hit it 2 times, right? Or if you do push-pull legs and you go 5 or 6 days a week, you'll hit it that much or that frequency as well. Ultimately, you want to be resistance training because you want to be holding on to the muscle that's on your frame. That muscle increases your metabolism, helps you burn fat faster, and muscle gives us the image that most of us are seeking right now, okay? So you want to be prioritizing that muscle. Another way that you prioritize that muscle is through your protein intake. So you need to ensure that you're eating 1 gram of protein per pound of your goal body weight, right? But if your goal body weight, say for example, is like 200 pounds, then you want to eat 0.8 grams of protein per pound of that goal body weight, okay? So those are like the 3 most important tools in your toolbox, are your calorie deficit, in addition to your resistance training 3 to 4 times a week or even up to 6 times a week, but ensure you give yourself that rest time in between. And then finally, ensuring that you are hitting your protein target every single day. And I posted a video about your protein intake. You can look at that on my Instagram page, but you can certainly see how I keep my protein varied, how I keep it interesting, how I keep it fun. I'm not just scarfing chicken and tuna all day long, okay? So we keep it interesting, we keep it fun so that we can stick with the plan, okay? Some other tools that you might consider using when you're doing a 10-pound sprint, okay? A sustainable calorie deficit for 10 pounds. If you want to lose 10 pounds in 10 weeks, you should be in about a 500 calorie deficit every day. If you would like to lose 10 pounds in 5 weeks, you would like to be in about 1,000 calorie deficit every day. But don't go at this blindly. If you need help with that, please reach out to me. Let's have a conversation, okay? Some other tools that can be in your toolkit when you are approaching like a 10-pound sprint of fat loss are your cardio and your high intensity interval training, okay? When it comes down to your cardio, you need to be getting some activity every single day, right? And it's not structured cardio time. It's like, are you taking a walk? Are you going outside? Are you like standing and having conversations? For example, standing, talking to you right now. I'm just on my feet, just regularly enjoying my day, right? So what we want to do is be getting some naturally occurring movement that we can do every single day without thinking about it. That's where the majority of our cardio is going to come from. Then some days, maybe half as much as your resistance training. So for example, if you are resistance training 4 times a week, in your hour-long sessions. That means 2 times a week, you can have a 30-minute session of high-intensity interval training or cardio, okay? Only half the time. And why are we only focusing on half the time? We're focusing on half the time because we're trying to prioritize the preservation of our muscle tissue. We do not want to get rid of our muscle tissue, okay? Our muscle tissue, again, speeds up our metabolism. It also helps balance our blood sugars. It helps balance our hormones. And having muscle is the #1 way to be able to eat more food without gaining weight, okay? We want the muscle. We want to keep it. Weight loss naturally is a weight shedding effect, okay? So that means that if you're attempting any type of weight loss, that sometimes you're losing water, you're losing body fat, but you're also losing muscle. However, you can blunt that, right? You can blunt that by resistance training, and you can blunt that by increasing your protein, or at least hitting your protein target every single day, okay? I think that's about it. When you're hitting a 10-pound sprint, these are some things that you need to remember, some tools you need to keep in your toolkit. I hope this video is helpful. Do not judge this, right? If anybody decides they want to come in the comments talking about my face, I'm going to talk about you, okay? Nonetheless, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope it's helpful for you, and you can reach out to me with any questions that you have, okay? Talk to you soon. You got this.